Hey guys, today we're going to go over the Antiquity system. We're going to go over some tips and tricks, the basics, how to make it fast and smooth for you, and hopefully make it so you don't get stuck along the way. So, first things first, how do you start it? Well, first of all, you'll need the Grey Moor chapter. Second of all, you need to go into Solitude, and you need to go to just this place on the map, the Antiquarian Circle. It's right next to the Bard's College and just above the Mages Guild, so if you go there, you'll find it. All you need to do is run inside, and there will be a quest to start. So, when you're inside, you're going to find Verita and Amida. All you need to do is talk to her. I've already done this, so I'm not going to listen to this.
We seek the truth.
Then you have to go over here, examine the eye, make some big glowy thing, and then you just need to talk to her again.
We rarely. Well,
and then you have the skill lines. So if I go to World here, Excavation, and Scrying. The next part of the quest is going to ask you just to do some basic stuff, so all we need to do is we need to go downstairs and we're going to talk to Gabrielle. Okay, so after you've talked to her, you're going to have to start doing your first scry. So the way to do this is you open your quest journal, for me that's J. You'll see at the top right, there is a new category called Antiquities. Now, if you look on the left, the first one is Scryable. This shows you everything you can scry in the zone you are in. So if, for example, I am in West Skyrim right now, I can't scry for something that is in Auridon because I'm not in that zone. However, if you click on here, it will show you everything that can drop in those areas. So right now in Auridon, I know I can get these 5 things in Auridon. The reason I can see all these is because I've fully grinded the skill lines on another character, and your scrying, your antiquities and everything, they are account bound. So you can see everything that all your characters have done. So, if we go back to Scryable, the first thing we need to do for the quest is we need to scry for Gabrielle's Bottle of Proving. So all you do is press E to scry. Now, I know this looks complicated at first, but it's actually quite simple when you know what to do. If you look on this board here, you see there are multiple symbols. If you hover over, you see that these two match together. So if I click these, I've now unlocked both of these 2 slots. So all you have to do is make your way up to this circle here. So now I see this is a big area with lots of these symbols, and then I can just connect there. Your goal is to connect this bottom crystal here to your circle at the top. Once you've done that, it will give you the area of where you need to go to start digging. So I can see on the map here, I need to go through this door and out to the courtyard here. So when you've gone to the zone on the map that you found by scrying, there will be a dig site. All you need to do is walk up to it, and you will start to excavate after you press E. And this is the second puzzle we need to do to find our antiquity. So when you first start excavating, you're only going to have 2 tools. You're going to have the augur here and the handbrush. The augur is used to find your antiquity, and you only have 9 charges of this. So the way this works is if I click on the middle of the screen, you see I've got a yellow square here. Okay, that means my antiquity is close to where I clicked. In fact, if you see the square, it means the antiquity is somewhere in the square that I've pressed. So all I'll do is I'll press somewhere else. And now I have an orange one, which means it's definitely not on this side of the yellow square. So I'll go to the other side, over here. Okay, so it's in between these 2 squares. So if I see here, I will go here. Okay, so now I have 3 squares telling me that you're kind of close, but you're not there yet. So I'll click here, and logically that will be the only place where it can be. So just to double check, am I going this way? No. Am I going this way? Yes. So here is where my antiquity will be. So all you need to do now is do your handbrush. For me, that is W, and you just start clicking, and eventually you'll find, you see, I've started to find a chest. My other 2 are here, and I have found my antiquity. Now, once you've found it, you can also search for bonus items. These can range from, you can get some white gear, you can get some gold, you can get something to sell. Unless you're going for the achievement, I don't really recommend going for these bonus items. They don't really give you much, especially on the lower ones like the greens and the blues. So, once you've found your antiquity, all you do is you press escape. Yes, I want to stop excavating. And I have now found the antiquity, and that is now mine. And then to finish the quest, we just need to talk to Gabrielle.
Of course.
And then go back inside and talk to Verita, and that should finish the quest. We just run up the stairs. See other people are just doing the quest now. Go to Verita. And that's it. And that is the first quest you need to do to unlock all the scrying stuff that you need. Okay, as you can see, I've logged onto another character here. This is the one that I've grinded to max level on Excavation and Scrying. So we're going to go over some tips and tricks. The first thing is I'm going to give a little disclaimer. If you want to grind this to max level, it is a grind. It's not short, it's very tedious, and it's very repetitive. Okay, so keep that in mind if you want to grind this level 10, find some movies you want to watch, and just bunker down and go in it for the long run. Now, you don't have to grind this to level 10 straight away. You can do it to level 7 and you'll still be able to get all your mythic stuff. You don't have to get level 10. I just wanted to grind it to level 10, so if I get any of the ultimate furnitures or anything like that, when I get the lead, I can just go out and get it straight away. So my first tip is, if you want to just grind this straight out, start off in Artaeum. As you can see, if I go to the map, Artaeum is very small, and the only areas where you will get dig sites is this area here. You won't get any back here. So when you scry, you will find something over here. It's a very small area, meaning it's very easy just to travel from one dig site to another and grind up to level 5. This is where you can start doing purple pretty easily. You'll get some passives which make the scrying easier, and I will explain in a second why you want to wait to do the other zones until you're level 5. So the reason I recommend waiting until level 5 until you do the zones is, as you can see here, every zone gets a free green lead. You don't have to find this lead, you have this, and you can do it as many times as you want. Now, whenever you complete the green lead, you get a blue lead. Again, this blue lead is repeatable. As long as you complete the green one, you get the blue one. However, when you first complete the blue one, you will get a purple lead. As you can see in our team here, it is the Right Master Slate. Now for the purple one, like I said, you need to be level 5. So instead of going through all the zones, doing the green and the blue, etc., and then once you get to level 5, going back to all the zones you've already done, you just do Artaeum until you're level 5, then go and do all the zones, do the green, the blue, and the purple, and after you've done all the zones, I think I was level 8 in the skill lines when I finished doing all the zones, then you come back to Artaeum, and you do the green and the blue until you're about level 10. It's, like I said, it is a grind, but this is the fastest way to do it. As well as when you do these, you're going to get some achievements, like the bonus items, successfully scry so many things, successfully excavate so many things. These will also give you some experience towards your skill lines. It's not too much, but it will help in the long run. My next tip is use the abilities you get as you level up. So you see here, Coalescence, you unlock a hexagon cluster of facets. Basically what this means is, around where you are pointing, you will turn all of these symbols into the same symbol. This unlocks a very big chunk of your scrying map, and it will make it a lot easier. I see some people try and do blues and purples without using these abilities, and you're just making it so much harder for yourselves. Using these abilities makes stuff so easy. So if I go to my scry now, mine are going to be a bit harder than yours because I'm level 10, which turns all mine into advanced. So if I go here, see mine's very big, I have lots of things, I have 6 to find. So my number 2 here is a hexagon. Now this is a little bigger than the base one you'll get because mine's level 2, but you see, if I was to not use this, look how much of a disadvantage I'm putting myself in. This hexagon is massive. It means I click this and now look at all this space I've got from here. Whereas if I was to click here, I could only get 1. So make use of your abilities, and you see how fast that was. And as you saw in that previous clip, my favorite is the hexagon. I don't really like dilation. It can be useful. Basically what dilation does is, if I hover over here, you see I have kind of the hexagon shape here. Basically all hexagons connected to the things I've already found will be also highlighted. So you see my mouse is up at the top, but I'm also going to uncover the things at the bottom. This can be useful if you have a lot of the same symbols surrounding what you've already found, but they're not actually touching each other. But it's not personally my favorite. The number 4 one is also very useful. This basically just does a straight line, and you can basically just connect all the ones like this, but as you can see, you do have to do an extra click here and there just to connect them all like that. So I'm going to explain why it's really important to try and get all 6 of these circles. So if I was to just mess around here, and as you can see at the bottom, this is how many charges I have left. So I'm messing around, right? I've uncovered, 1, 2, oh, I've got 5. So I just keep messing around, and I've finished. So I've run out of charges. Now if I look on the map, when it tells me I now actually have 2 dig site zones. This is because I didn't find all of the 6 crystals. What I would recommend is if you fail, abandon and redo it. This way you can then just get all 6 very easily if you just use the tools like I showed you. And then when it's done, as you can see, instead of having 2 dig sites, I will now only have 1 dig site. So my last tip is just how to make your general grinding go a little bit faster. So you can see, once you finish your scrying, there is usually a really long animation of it bringing the map up and showing you where you need to go. So you see I've finished, it's showing, oh, congratulations, you've got all of the 6 crystals. Here, you need to go here on the map. Now, I know it doesn't seem like a very long time, but if I was just to abandon this and do it again, once you've actually found all of your 6 zones, like I have here, if you just immediately exit, I'm straight there, and I don't have to sit through all of that animation to find out where it is on the map. Especially if you're on Artaeum, you will eventually learn where all the dig sites are, so you don't need to sit through this animation. You just escape, bring up your map, and just go. If you're using an add-on like Vonta's minimap, you might not even need to bring up your map because you'll be able to see on the minimap. Okay, so this next tip is about actually finding the dig sites when you're in the zones. Like I said, in Artaeum and in the tutorial, the dig sites are very obvious, they're usually in front of you, and the zones are usually quite small. However, when you go to somewhere like Craglorn, when you go to Glenumbra, the zones can be much bigger, and the dig sites can be in different locations in these zones. So, all you need to do is, if you go into your inventory and you go to your quick slots, you have a new section again called Tools, and you have your Antiquarian's Eye. When you put this in your quick slot and you press Q, as you can see, I get an orb. This orb is showing me where the dig site is in correlation to where I am. So if I now look over here, you can see the dig site is right over there, and I can go to it. In other zones, it might not be as clear as this. It might be pointing you through rocks. It might be on top of something. It doesn't really show you a vertical direction, so you might have to go under something or over something. But it will show you the general direction of where you need to go, which saves a lot of time just running around blindly. Maybe you're on the east side of the zone and the dig site is all the way on the west side of the zone. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the other tools you have while you're excavating. So as you can see on the right hand side here, I have a trowel and I have a heavy shovel. So the trowel works very similar to the hand brush. It does a 1 square, but unlike the hand brush, where the hand brush only takes off 1 layer, the trowel will go down multiple layers. So if you only have like 1 or 2 layers left to go, you can just use the trowel to get those a lot faster. You can see its new effect when you reach level 2 is that you can detonate the fissures safely. So you see here the steam. These are the fissures. Now, if you activate these fissures by digging them without the trowel, you can actually damage your antiquity. Now, when you damage your antiquity too much, you will actually fail your excavation. However, there is no real penalty to failing an excavation or a scry, because you can just do them over and over and over again. The only thing that you will have to do is, if you fail your excavation, you have to find a new dig site, but it's not that bad because it's still going to be in the same zone that you are currently in on the map. So you don't have to travel far to find your new dig site. So the other tool is the shovel, and this is my favorite. This works in a 3x3 area, so it's much bigger than the hand tool, but it's similar to the hand tool as it only goes down 1 layer of dirt. The way this works, however, is if you have different layers, like here you can see there's 2 different layers here. If I were to use the shovel on this layer, it would not affect these layers because they're on a different layer than this one. So make sure that your 3x3, all of the dirt is the same layer. That way you will get the entire 3x3 going down. Now, to use these tools, you're going to need intuition. And the way you get intuition is by using your hand brush. So if I use my hand brush down here, I know my antiquity is at the top, but you see this blue bar to the right will start to fill up. Now, because my hand brush is level 2, I actually get 2 bars of intuition. So if I was just to do this, 2 clicks gives you 1 bar. Now I can use either my trowel or my shovel. So if I were to use my trowel, right on this, as you see, it goes down multiple layers. If I was to use all 4, it goes all the way down to the bottom. And there is an example of me actually damaging my antiquity. So again, my antiquity now has 1 health. If I was to damage it again, then unfortunately I would fail this excavation. Now, as I said, the shovel is actually my favorite. So if I get the shovel up, if I press D, as you can see, it does a 3x3. However, you can see the area highlighted. You can see in this 3x3 that the top left corner is not going to get excavated because it's on a different layer than the rest. But to show you what it does, if I just click here, it will go down multiple layers. Now, as you can see, I'm level 2 of the shovel, which means it has a chance to not consume any intuition. So as you see, I use it there and I got all my blue bar back. It's very useful to use this, especially when you're doing your golds and your purples. You can uncover all of your antiquity basically with one shovel. So where do you actually get leads from? Well, the short answer is anywhere. Anywhere you can loot. If you kill a mob, if you kill a boss, if you loot chests, if you loot farmable stuff like wood and ore and runestones, anything like that, they can all drop leads. Mostly it's going to be if you drop a lead in Glenumbra, you will scry for it and you'll find it in Glenumbra. You won't really get something in Glenumbra that tells you to go farm for Vardenfell. However, mythic items do have set drops. For example, part of the Thresh Stranglers you get from looting Sigil portals in Artame and Somerset. And that one actually told me to go and scry in Ivea, so I don't know if that's just weird because it's Ivea or not. However, I got part of the speed ring in the public dungeon in Glenumbra, and that told me to scry in Glenumbra. So if you want something specific, it will drop in a specific place. So for example, if you want one of the furniture items in Glenumbra, you're going to have to just farm stuff in Glenumbra. Also, like I said, you don't actually have to farm stuff, you will just get leads by playing the game. So if you want to farm, farm. If you just want to do leads as you get them, just play the game, you'll get them either way. So that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If anything changes, we will keep it up in the description below. If you have any questions, be sure to ask in the comments. Thank you for watching.